What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining us for another episode of Third Shot Podcast. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform and you want to see our beautiful faces, head over to YouTube and search Third Shot Podcast, and you can find us and watch along, take some shots with us. It'd be a lot of fun. You could also follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook at Third Shot Podcast, and on X or Twitter at Third Shot Pod.
I still
What's
haven't
up,
replaced that.
Uncle and Russ?
Nothing much.
Cheers.
Ready. I'm
You
poured and
ready?
I'm
ready to
ready.
go.
What are y'all drinking? Cheers.
I have some whiskey. I'm doing some
Mm.
whiskey today. How about you guys?
I got this because it's shaped like a pickleball paddle.
I know
Oh.
you showed that to me the other
Right?
day. Yeah.
Like, okay, so I only had half of that. I will have the other half and tell how good it is if they become a sponsor. Because I mean, come on. Like that works out
Right.
perfect. It's that shape. I don't want to turn it upside down,
Mm.
but come on.
Hey, I just thought of
Gotta
something.
happen.
What if we came up with a whiskey bottle really shaped like a pickleball paddle?
Oh, that's a
Yes.
great idea.
And then the cups that come with it are shaped like the balls,
The
like
ball?
half and half, like a half ball and a half ball.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you get
Right?
like the and boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Make all this happen.
Who do we need to contact?
Yeah,
Like,
who's
I mean, all
listening
these
right now that can
celebrities are
produce
coming
this
out with
for us?
their different alcohol brands, right? And whether it's
Right.
tequila or brandy, all this kind of stuff. Like we need a pickleball alcohol. Like what
Mhm.
alcohol? I personally would do vodka. Like put a vodka pickleball paddle bottle, and then like
Mm.
you said, the cups,
Yeah.
right? The ball cups.
Yeah.
Like that would be well. I mean, we're third shot, so why not have little shot glasses like shaped like pickleballs? Would
Yes.
that
Yeah,
work?
that works.
Right? Little, yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Can you imagine a little shot glass like
That'd be
shaped like
so
I
pickleball
could.
cute.
to go
Yeah.
with your pickleball paddle vodka?
Right. We gotta make this
Yes.
happen somehow. It's the holiday season. People are gonna wanna buy this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you could even make it so that, like, just imagine like a little shot glass koozie, those things that keep your drink,
Yes.
but that way you could take it to the court with you and it won't break because it's like wrapped in like a ball shaped
I like
koozie.
that.
Yeah. And nobody would know you're really just drunk.
Yeah, they're like, why do you keep putting that ball in your face?
Yeah. They
Right.
would know what's in there. That would
Well, what
work.
you do around the bottle too is you make, the covers so that you can't even tell. It's like you're carrying in 3 paddles. No, 3 bottles of Third Shot vodka
And no paddles.
and no paddles. I'm just here to watch.
Yeah. So Bridgie, I just was down to Vegas visiting you, and we got to play pickleball with the whole family, right? That was the cool thing is we got the whole family out there, nephews, us, your sister, your mom. I mean, I don't know. We had a whole bunch of people out there, right?
We did, yeah.
I started thinking about something. Okay, you guys need to help me on this business idea. I don't know if it's a business idea, it's a product idea, or it's an idea. I don't know, but I'm thinking this. So we had all different levels of play, right? We
Mhm.
had our nephew was what he's 6, right? So he's not playing
Yeah,
as
he's
well
just
as
learning.
right. So Finn, you are playing awesome, and I love playing pickleball with you. You and my daughter made a fantastic team. Finn Sydney team pickleball was awesome. But
You call
here's
it
what my
Sydney?
okay, so here's my thought. Okay, here's my thought. In golf, there's handicaps, right? So any level of player can play
Ah,
another level of player, and it levels out the playing field. So you can play with anybody and compete with them. Same thing with bowling, right? They have handicaps. But in pickleball, you just have a rating, but that doesn't necessarily help you even out the playing field when you're actually playing with somebody.
Right.
Like, how do we come up with this idea to level the playing field so all levels of players can play against each other and it's fairly equal?
Hmm.
I don't know, but I like that idea. It would make me feel so much better.
Well, I mean, just for like what just happened, like the whole family go out and play a match and we're all fairly equal to each other somehow, some way.
Right.
Like, I mean, just to be ridiculous, like, okay, one person has to tie their hand behind their back. where they only can hop. I don't know, like
Right.
what
Right.
like how would you handicap a match so that everybody would be equal?
I'm thinking, and I do like this idea too, because that way you can play with more people, not just people of your level. So it kind of broadens the diversity of the people that you're playing with. But what if you put some like stipulations? Like if you are a higher level of a player, now you can only hit it into the opposite side. So at least that person knows that it's coming to them and they can prepare a little bit more.
Mm,
So you give them some sort of like regulation on
right.
where they can hit the ball.
I
Right.
like
So
that.
smaller space to land the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's
Okay.
cool.
What are you thinking, Russ?
Uh, I don't
What would
know.
help you when you're playing against your son?
Well, I'm thinking of playing against you, and what I would do there is I would give you one of those vodka bottles. You'd have to
For
drink a bunch
sure.
of that, and then I'm totally sober, and then might have a chance. Maybe that's a way of doing it.
Well, okay. Well, this is kind of an out of the box idea. What if the paddles were actually different? Like a really good player has to play with a lead paddle.
Oh,
Right?
right.
It's super heavy
What
that
about
you couldn't
however
like
good you are,
flip
the
it
smaller
around,
the
right? You can
paddle
only
gets.
just yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get a paddle this size. I get a paddle like,
Oh, okay, size. That's
yeah,
a way to do it too.
that could work.
Have
Yeah.
you seen those giant paddles that people bring to tournaments? And it's just for fun, and it's a huge paddle, like maybe like this, and then they play with a giant ball too, so they're like
Nice.
whacking it.
Nice.
Yeah, the hype boys or hype
Yeah, the
guys.
hype team or hype guys.
Yeah, they bring it out to the PPA events and they get the fans playing with the and stuff. It's super. So
Nice.
maybe we're onto something. Maybe it's paddle size or paddle material,
Mhm.
Hitting in a certain area.
hitting it into a certain area,
Yeah.
tying your feet together,
And then only one person versus 2
Yeah,
people.
one on two. Yeah.
1-on-2, right? I
Right.
think we gotta like come up with the rules so
Right.
that we can figure out, okay, if it's a 5-0 versus a 2-0, or somebody just beginning, okay, yeah, the 5-0's got to play the lead paddle and tie at least their feet together and can only hit it in a square 5-foot square box. That's it.
Yes. Good luck.
Oh. Then we got to sell lead paddles somehow to support.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
The
well,
shipping
you
would
have
be
to be,
so expensive.
what about like Debbie Downer, you
The
guys? Come
paddle's
on.
$15,
Gee
but
whiz.
the shipping is 1,500. So
Is there a lead shortage in the world right now? Probably, huh?
I don't know. I don't know.
Uh, what else would we come up with? I mean, that was just came to mind as I was thinking about our trip together. We had a lot of fun playing with the
Well,
family.
I'm also thinking about, like where you can go on the court. Like what if one person has to play like completely outside the lines? They can only hit the ball outside of the lines. So they have to go all the way back, let it bounce a couple times, and then hit it. Like that's hard, right? Like you're gonna have to be
Yeah.
running all over the place in order to do that.
But they would run into the fence.
They might run into the fence, yeah.
They would run, yeah.
Added obstacles. That's
No, that's kind of a fun one. Like one
hurdles.
Obstacles?
side has obstacles that
How
they
about
have to
that?
dodge.
We add hurdles to one
Oh my
side.
gosh. I'm sore enough after playing a few hours of regular pickleball. I could only imagine having to
Oh
hop over
man.
stuff or like crawl under something or bend.
Right.
That's a lot.
What if the team that is not as good gets to throw things at team that is better,
Ah, right.
right? To distract them, to get them off their game, right?
Right. Or
And that'd
what
keep it
okay, like
exciting.
what if it's a ball that they have to throw? So you you hit the ball and then you have a player that's on the side that actually throws another ball.
Your partner. Your partner
Right.
just chucks
Yeah,
it
your
at them,
partner chucks a
right?
ball. Yeah, right.
Right? You can chuck at the face, but
Right.
anywhere else you can hit them.
Right.
Yeah, like dodgeball and pickleball mixed all in
Yeah,
one.
Oh my gosh.
exactly.
Do
I know
we have we figured it
my
out?
cousin and I when I was little, we used to play tackle basketball. We came up with
Tackle.
I've seen that. I've
we
actually seen people do that.
Yeah,
That
and it's
Really?
fun. Like, if you're dribbling the ball, like, and, like, it's game on. Like, you can be tackled at that point. So you
yeah.
gotta get rid of the ball. So it's high action for sure, and yeah.
I'm thinking because pickleball has an older demographic at times. Maybe tackle pickleball, maybe not the way to
Not
go.
a good idea.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe not the way to go.
Maybe.
Alright.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, we can try it the next time you come out here.
Oh, boy. Well,
Oh
I'll come
no.
over. We'll see if we can do it. We'll give it a
I think
shot.
you just want an excuse to tackle me.
I thought we were on the same team.
Oh, no,
Oh,
Finn's gonna
man.
tackle me. Finn's gonna
Yeah,
take me
he'll have
on.
a good time.
Right.
Yeah, he's gonna have a
Yeah.
good
He
time.
actually,
All
maybe
right,
he
Finn.
just holds onto your leg the whole time. One of your legs.
Okay, that
That
could
could
be
be
a
a
He's
handicap
handicap,
for you
heavy.
too. Yeah, he's a big one.
as they
That would
say.
yeah.
Sturdy. He's not big. He's just
Yeah.
Sturdy.
he's sturdy. Who said that, Bridgie? Who
Well, no,
called him sturdy?
he's what? How old is
No,
Ben? 6?
he's
7?
6.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the age where they still wanna hold on to you, but they're big. So,
Yeah.
like, they can't, like, you can't do anything. Like, my
I
both
You know
my kids
what?
did that at, like, 6.
If Finn wants to hold on to my leg, I would love that. I mean, that would be so much fun. I mean, Finn's the best. If
He
Oh.
is. And
He
he's over 4 feet tall. We just measured him too.
Yeah,
He's pretty tall.
I
He
would have guessed he was older
Yeah,
from
he
yeah,
does look
yeah,
older.
he's
he
hitting the
does.
ball well. He's hitting the ball really well. Like just
Nice.
making good contact. Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he was using
Awesome.
his Komodo, the junior, and then he loves using the pickle paddle too. He's got
Awesome.
his favorites.
Yeah, he
Very
was ripping
cool.
it. He was ripping it. And it's not like you have to
Cool.
hit it to him. He'll run to it and he'll hit it. Like
Yeah.
it was impressive.
Nice. Nice.
So actually, when I'm playing against him, he needs to be like slowed down somehow to give me a chance.
Right. Right.
Maybe I need to hold on to his leg.
Exactly. There you go.
I think we're onto something though. I think
I
we're
think
on
so.
Yeah.
I like the handicap thing. I think it would work
really
out. You
okay.
could also put somebody on one side, like, those wheel things that, like, I've seen people where it's like got a thing and it's like a big wheel in the middle and you stand on it and
Oh,
and you're going
Oh,
forward. Well, that's how you have to play. You have to be on that wheel thing.
oh, that would be
that would be
hard.
fun. I would
That would
love
be,
to
right?
try that.
Yeah.
I'd kill myself. I would kill myself, but
Yeah.
that would be so much fun.
Well,
I think we need
They look like they're
helmets.
fun just to ride.
oh, totally. I would love to try one. So, all right. So, I have the whole, now I'm going to just go into a random story here, but I gotta do it just because I'm holding my knee right now. So check this out. I have this electric scooter and I was doing this whole rental thing and I finally just bought it. So it's like mine now. First time after buying it that I take it out, I'm like going to the store because I just use it to go to the store locally. And it's like, I could walk, but it would take me a half an hour, or I could ride this thing and it's like 5 minutes, whatever. So I'm like, I'll do this thing. So I do that frequently. Did that the other day. And everybody's always saying you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna fall off this thing. Those things are dangerous. Never had an issue. So the other day, I get to a stop sign, and there's this lady turning. So I actually kind of step aside. I'm off the scooter. I have one foot on either side, and then I'm about to get back on, and I tripped on the scooter,
Oh
Oh
and I
no.
no.
fell.
Oh.
Totally fell to the ground, scraped up my knee, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. Everybody says, be careful on the scooter, you're going to crash. Nobody says you're going to fall onto the scooter.
Getting onto it.
I felt so
Oh.
ridiculous that happened. But it turned out my shoe was untied and like like that was the problem. But
Uh-huh.
like really, I felt super ridiculous. So there you go.
Well,
There's another maybe.
okay, this is how ridiculous I feel.
Okay.
You know how on cartoons people slip on a banana peel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody ever does that,
Has
really.
that ever actually really happened? Did that happen to you? Really?
Twice! I did it
Twice. No.
twice! I did it 2 different times. I
How
went
does
to
that
the
happen?
supermarket in the parking lot. I was getting out of my car. I stepped on a banana peel and like whoop 2 different times. Come
Feet up in
on.
the air and everything.
Well, luckily
Wow.
I fell back into my car, but I mean, come on. Who
I've
does
I've
Oh
that?
my
I've
It's a
never
gosh.
joke,
seen
right?
it happen
Nobody
for
ever
real.
slips on
That
a banana peel.
wow.
That's
You
so
know what you better
funny.
watch out for, Greg, is pianos hanging above you. I mean, it'll
And
fall and
dynamite on the side of
there'll
the
be
road.
cheese in your mouth.
Oh no.
That's
Oh wow.
funny.
Wow.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
Well,
glad you two are okay. You're survivors.
we're doing okay.
Silly.
I'm just
Silly.
I'm gonna continue to hold my knee as for some
Oh, you're
reason
making
that
me
helps.
cry.
Oh, all right. Well, clearly we need I think we need supplements, Greg.
We do need supplements, and we
It's gonna
have the
work
right
out for
person.
today.
We actually have a return guest, Justin Rumley. He originally came on because he was promoting his cap company, PB Army, but now he has a pickleball supplement that Bridgie and I had an opportunity to try. And when we come back, we will have Justin Rumley talk a little bit about FlowKaps and his new company, Pickle Elite. So, welcome back.
You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do as we go into break here? I know we don't usually do this, but we made a pickleball army commercial, an audio commercial that I was totally having fun with that one. So
Yeah.
I think we just play that if that's cool.
Put it in there. Yeah.
I
All right,
love it.
we'll make that happen. All right. So now we'll be right back.
Okay.
This is Bridgie and Uncle Greg with Third Shot Podcast. PB Army is a new pickleball gear company of two Navy veterans.
Their gear is carefully designed to meet the needs of players and is made using top quality materials to enhance your game. One of the products they offer are dinking caps, which are made with durable and hydrophobic materials to prevent water absorption and sweat buildup during a game.
The caps are antimicrobial, ensuring that players can use them confidently without the fear of bacteria or odor. Their dinking caps are built to withstand regular use, even from daily pickleball players. Whether you're playing in a tournament or a rec game with friends, the caps keep them comfortable, dry, and looking great on and off the courts.
As a veteran-owned company, PB Army is committed to providing their customers with the best products possible and take pride in serving the pickleball community. Customers looking for durable and high-quality pickleball gear can rely on this company to meet their needs.
And you can use code THIRDSHOT, that's the number 3, RDSHOT, to receive 10% off your entire purchase.
Thanks for hanging out with us during the break. We really appreciate all the support that you've been showing us on social media. Please keep giving us the feedback. Give us the 5 stars on YouTube. Subscribe to the show. We really need it because we want to be the top pickleball podcast out there. Today, we are super excited to have Justin Rumley back with us because the first time, Justin, you were here, you're talking about the cool caps, the PB Army caps that you have. But today, you got something a little different. But welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me back.
Yes, we're super excited. And to kick us off for our return guest, I think we
Yes.
need a little
Ooh.
toast.
Yes.
Cheers
Welcome
to
back.
that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm.
What are you drinking?
Right now, I'm drinking the Cock and Bowl ginger beer.
Nice.
It's
Ooh.
9
I think
o'clock.
last time it was PBR, wasn't it?
Oh, no. Last time it was some cold brew Jägermeister.
Oh, the Jaeger.
That was
Love the
mid-afternoon.
Jaeger.
It's 9 o'clock now, so it's Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, a little late.
A little late, yeah. So I've been hitting the FlowKaps so I can stay awake and keep my focus.
Okay. Well, let's talk
Yes.
about those flow
So
caps.
speaking of FlowKaps, Justin, you were on our show before for the Dinking Cap, which is a great cap. It's antimicrobial. It doesn't have sweat stains. But now you have another great product. Pickle Elite is the brand, and specifically these FlowKaps. So we're curious. What made you decide to start a whole new company and kind of divert ways from the Dinking Cap?
Yeah, so it's a great question. I asked myself that, but I'm a serial entrepreneur and I see a problem. There's always more solutions than there are problems. And I've been using supplements since I was in high school. It was most recently, 5 or 6 years ago, there was a brand that came out with a first pre-workout for endurance athletes, and I was a competitive cyclist at the time. And so I was using their product to try and win the Minnesota State Championship. At the age of 43, I ended up winning the state championship. And
Wow.
so I knew, what a pre-workout could do for you if it was tailored to the specific sport that you're using. And so, sitting at the desk like I am now, I've sat here, 8 hours earlier today, probably 9 hours. Your eyes get tired, you're feeling, you don't have the reaction, your vision's, the energy's down.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to figure out, okay, what can I bring to the pickleball court to make me have that feeling like I do on a Saturday or Sunday morning when I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get to the courts at 7 before everybody else gets there, right? So that was the whole idea behind it.
Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting because usually when we talk to people that are going into business, it's something they're familiar with, right? And when Bridgie told me that she was talking to you about your flow caps, I was like, "Well, this is totally different from actually wearing a cap,
Exactly.
right?"
Yeah.
But I guess in hearing the backstory to it, you did have familiarity with supplements. But what kind of research did you have to do to actually create your own product?
Yeah. So a lot of R&D went into it. So I was using other products to start with, and just none of them really fit that wheelhouse of what I was looking for, right? They did this or did that, but and so I started the brand. I had a person in mind because the same person that, helped support me in my cycling career, he's a master formulator. He's well known in the industry. And so I put together the brand, the name, FlowKaps, and got the website together or the URL. I didn't tell anybody. And so I rolled it out silently. I called him up, told him what I wanted to do, and he's another Iowa boy, and we support each other. So he took my phone call and rolled out his Rolodex. Well, first we went through the formulation and worked through that, but then, he gave me all the right people with his nutraceutical company. So we had a close relationship though, because I was close to investing in his company as well, and I've done a lot of research in supplements myself. So he gave me access to white papers that most people don't have that I put into my blog. So if you guys want to find out more about some of these supplements, the blog has those white papers in there.
That's amazing. And thank you for sharing that information. And what a good partner to have, or a good resource to have on
Yes.
your team for that. How long did that whole process take? Because I can only imagine like having to test out different combinations and formulas. Like that would take a long time.
Yeah, it takes a while. So I've been working on this for over a year now. I don't even think I was working on it in the background the last time I was on the podcast, but I didn't tell anyone because I didn't have enough enough foundation built, right? So really, you have to figure out what you're going to fit into it. And so a lot of people are like, well, why didn't you come up with a powder and a drink or something like that? Well, the first way you could kill that is to have a bad flavor, right? No one knows who Pickle Elite is. A lot of pickleball players aren't used to using it pre-workout, so I want to hit the market with something that flavor didn't distract, right? So that's what we did there. So the process goes in, you work on figuring out what the formula is, and then you get a bench sample, and then they got to figure out, okay, how many capsules are they going to fit in? And then, there's a lot that goes into it that's involved, and then making sure your label works with the FDA and things of that nature. So I would say it's about 9 months, but it was fast track knowing the right people and having, an introduction.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be so helpful to actually know the right people to
Oh,
help you create this and market it and label it and the whole bit. But I want to kind of get into the nitty-gritty of this. You mentioned flavor, and when I look at the ingredients, right, spearmint is like the top ingredient that I read on the label, and I'm like, and when you take it, it's like, oh yeah, okay. It's like the taste doesn't throw you off because there are some supplements out there that are like, oh, get the
yeah, exactly.
visual, like, right. I'm not into that. So not with yours and not with the flow cap. So talk a little bit about like, okay, let me take a step back because your flow caps do a lot for performance, right? It's not just like it
Correct.
tastes good, but it helps with your reaction time, the focus when you're on the courts, your vision, your energy, recovery time, which is huge for me as an older player. I love, speed up my recovery time. That's fantastic. I mean, it does a lot of different things. Like, how do you know, like, which ingredients and what percentage of ingredients do you put of each thing to kind of get that performance that you're looking for in all these different areas?
That's a good question. And that's where I wasn't afraid to reach out and seek guidance and inspiration through my friend and his network of people as well. Going back to, rolling something out. There's a lot of people out there that have a pre-workout or a drink mix or something where you can go, you can see them online where they say, oh, create your own brand, this, that, and the other. Well, I didn't want to just put my label on something else. So that's why I have novel ingredients like the spearmint, right? A lot of people don't realize the spearmint extract, and I have the white paper and the science to back it up. 900 milligrams taken, you know, 7 days in a row will increase your reaction speed. And so the white paper's there, the science is there. And yeah, it is a lot packed into 4 capsules. And we did the 4 capsules as well because it does have caffeine in it. And,
Mhm.
there's some people that have caffeine sensitivity. So you can wean yourself into it, or maybe you're going to go at 4 o'clock and you don't want to have, or 5 o'clock, whatever time, and you don't want to have a lot of caffeine. You could take 2 capsules. Whereas in the morning, you want to, you wake up, you can take 4. And so you can control your own dosages as well.
That's great. And that's kind of what I did too, because I had taken the original 4 before playing and I was like, whoa, this is, it's a good amount of energy that you feel from it. And this afternoon at work, I always have like a second cup. And when I say cup, I mean like a venti of
No
coffee in the
coffee?
afternoon. Yeah, just to get me
Yeah.
through. But today I didn't do that. I took 2 capsules instead of 4 to get me through the rest of the afternoon. And it's way better than just drinking coffee because, like you said, the focus is there and it keeps you concentrated on work. Because I've taken pre workouts before where you take it and your mind is just kind of like going all over the place. All you have is energy and you don't really know what to do with it. But this supplement is completely different.
Yeah, so we have 2 types of caffeine, and for specific reasons as well. So there's Arabica, which is regular caffeine, like you get in cheap coffee at the gas station because it has a high caffeine level. So we don't care about the flavor, right? Because we're just
Right.
using it for the caffeine. But then we have what's called VitaSure, which is a micro encapsulation of the caffeine. So if you take all 4 capsules, it's about the equivalent of 185 milligrams of caffeine that it's in a tall dark roast coffee or light roast coffee from your local Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. Um, so the reason you have the 2 types is so the one hits you really fast, and then the other one keeps it sustained. So if you take all 4 capsules a half hour before you hit the courts, you'll have about 2 hours, depending on your metabolization of the caffeine. But most people, it's about 2 hours. So once you hit that 2 hour mark, if you're doing a marathon pickleball tournament or something like that, at the 2 hour mark, you might take 2 more. And a lot of the feedback that I'm getting is people that take it in the morning, that we usually play 2, 3 hours in the morning. And then when they're taking it then in the afternoon, they feel like a lull. And a good friend of mine, he's 65. He's medaled at all the tournaments this year. He was in Vegas on the podium. And he's telling me, man, I just don't feel that lag or drowsiness. And he's not a coffee drinker either. Right. So he weaned himself on. He was taking 2 and then 3, and then he's up to 4 capsules now. And yeah, so just a lot of positive feedback. So
Yeah, that was the other thing is like I was worried about the crash, right? From, a lot of times with caffeine products, right? You get a crash afterwards. And on your on the flow caps, you're saying, take 4 pills, right? 4 capsules. But what you're saying now is maybe you should stage it and go 2 and 2, or, just kind of go not do all 4 at once. Like talk us through what's the thinking behind how much you should take depending on how long you're going to play.
I would say that it doesn't matter how long you're going to play. I was talking more of the dosage based on your caffeine tolerance. So if you're used to waking up and having a cup of coffee or 2 cups like myself, uh, the caffeine intolerance isn't going to bother you as much. right? There's no
Okay.
other ingredients that are in here that are going to affect you any way outside of the caffeine, right?
Right.
So when you're saying you're not feeling the crash, that's other supplements that are in there. So there's one in there, it's called Synactive, and Synactive's derived from French pine bark and improves blood flow and oxygen utilization. So as you're like getting amped up and throughout, and then you kind of come back down, that's where it reduces fatigue and supports a quicker recovery. So, and so Synactive is there's two other ingredients we can touch on as well. So there's another one, Elevate TP. This is a unique blend of peat and apple extracts that supports and enhance the ATP production, which is a primary source of energy for your cells. And so that's another one. That's where you get the boost of energy. And then Alpha GPC is the other one that's in there. And that's a compound that supports your cognitive function. So that's where your focus comes from, is along with the caffeine.
That's
So
so cool.
what is it that's helping the vision side of it?
Loop Max 2020. And let me tell you, I have double vision. And so you'll never see me not wearing glasses. And I have a really hard time with glare on the
Yeah.
quartz, as well as like if there's like a tree over here, there's always a tree on my side. So when you go from that light to dark, I really know. So Loop Max 2020, to back it up, that's a proprietary blend of lutein and zeaxanthin. It's a powerful antioxidant, but it's basically derived from marigolds, and it helps to put like fatty acids into your eye. And so everyone knows that the visual acuity in pickleball and the ball tracking, along with, shade, shadow, and things like that, and then the glare off of there. So for me, I've been able to I can go out there and not have to wear sunglasses. I can wear clear glasses and really focus on the ball.
Wow, Uncle, did you notice that too? Because I know that you play with glasses on
Was that
occasionally.
yeah. So I did it at night. Okay, and part of what I was worried about was the whole caffeine thing taking me
Yeah.
at night, but I wore my clear glasses, so this is kind of the whole thing, right? So anyway, I played at night. I played for 3 hours, like from 5 to 8 or something like that. So I wasn't too worried about it. I figured I was gonna get it out of my system before I fell asleep. So that wasn't a big deal. But I do wear glasses, and we have lights on our courts, and there, especially on lobs and stuff like that, there's a glare, and you kind of lose the ball sometimes. I didn't know whether it was because the FlowKaps help with focus that I was able to stay on it, or the vision side of it, but it was amazing. I mean, I don't know really how to explain it, but you're able to like just track the ball better.
Yeah.
And I'm not the greatest player in the world, so I don't hit it on the sweet spot every time. But I did notice that I was hitting it on the sweet spot more often. And I was like, okay, is there something to this as well? Is it the vision side of it? Is it the focus side of it? What was it that, or was I just on that night? I can only account for, I'm pretty inconsistent. So I think it was the FlowKaps that actually got me zeroed in, and I was hitting the ball really well.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the first person. There was a local tournament, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's a round robin where you play with everyone once and you play against everyone twice. There's a guy, I mean, he's no slouch. And we're in the advanced round robins bracket. And he came over to me. He's like, he's going through his boards for medical school. And he's like, hey, do you have any FlowKaps? I'm like, yeah. And he'd never taken them before. I gave him 4. Literally lights out. The guy went undefeated until the final match. And I've never seen him play like that before. Granted, the people we played with, we've all played each other before, but they never played him, and he's left-handed. But I still think, there's a lot
Did
to
he
it.
notice a difference? Did he give you
Absolutely.
feedback? What did he say?
He said the same thing. He's like, yeah, I just exactly what you were saying. He's like, I didn't know what it was, but I felt like I was hitting the sweet spot all the time. He's
Yeah.
like, I could hit it as hard as I wanted to,
Yeah.
and I could track the ball. Because for me, this court too also slopes off a little bit, and so like throws your balance off a little bit. And so for him to be able to, not play that court, if you've played there before, that's one thing. But if you never played there before, it's a little bit awkward. So, but
Wow, that's
the
so cool.
biggest
I mean, it's like magic.
Yeah, the biggest feedback I've gotten is the energy, obviously through the caffeine, the reaction, but what people notice like right off the bat because is the visual acuity. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Romy Maxey out of the Texas area. He's opened up the pickleball country club soon.
Okay.
I sent him a bottle. He has his PhD and he teaches visual acuity. I think his record. He owns No Mercy Pickleball. He's also
Okay. Yeah.
I met him because I'm an ambassador for Acacia pickleball shoes, and I sent him a couple bottles. First thing he called and told me is the visual acuity because he like writes numbers on balls and throw them to people so that they
Uh-huh.
focus on the ball and hitting the sweet spot. And so I was like, yeah, and he's a believer as well. And if you saw, he was gold medal in the what's it NML league. So
Wow.
Nice. Nice.
Well, it sounds like you've got such a great product, and we can speak firsthand on it. I know that it's targeted towards pickleball players, but have any of the people that you've spoken to used it outside of pickleball, and what was their experience?
absolutely, yeah. So as you know, I come from a background of cycling, and so a lot of people have been using it locally here because I live in Rockingham County in the Shenandoah Valley, and there's lots of rocks and things like that, and shade and shadow. And if you look at our reviews, I think there's 4 or 5 reviews on there of people that are using it for mountain biking. Uh, Another guy, a friend of mine, his daughter uses it for lacrosse. Um, we're looking at baseball people as well. So a lot of the people who play baseball, same, you know, visual acuity,
Yeah.
focus, reaction.
Well,
Not quite as
it's funny you mentioned earlier about your friend that writes the numbers on the balls for the visual
yeah.
acuity, because I remember back in the 80s, and there was a very popular baseball player named Greg Jeffries, and he was from the Bay Area, Northern California. He went to the same high school as Barry Bonds, and his father would write numbers on a tennis ball, and he would throw him pitches like really hard with the tennis ball, and he would have to actually see the number on the ball before he hits it and call it out. And it helped him focus on the ball. And actually Sports Illustrated, I think, did a whole feature on him on his training regimen because he was
Wow.
so good at doing this, and it really helped him focus. So I could totally see this helping in so many different sports, any hand-eye coordination type sports. I could see this.
Any of them.
But
Yeah.
then but the other thing I'm thinking about is, Russ and I are huge into business, right? We do a business podcast called DIY for Business. And like Bridgie was using it at work earlier today. I mean, everybody's looking for a little edge to help with their focus at work too. Well, like, why wouldn't you use this for work just to kind of keep your drive, keep your focus, keep your energy through a day?
Oh, I do. I use it every day.
Yeah.
And then, there's some of the ingredients like the spearmint. If you look at the white paper, you really need to keep that in your system. Same with the loop max. So if you price it out, so I even have like a visual on my Instagram that shows a cup of coffee and the price is about $1.33, and that's including shipping per serving, and that's way cheaper than your tall
Starbucks
blonde
or something, right?
Starbucks. Yeah. So, but I just saw that
But I think
there's
it does more than just a cup of coffee, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yes,
I could buy my
I'm
cup
just
of
doing the
coffee,
cost
but this does
comparison.
so much more.
I was just doing the cost comparison, right,
Yeah,
of per serving to let people know that's only $1.33 a serving. And, because some people might say, well, 39.75 shipped to my door with 30 servings in there, but you can stretch it out too, because you're not always going to use four. No, well, most of the time you're going to use 4 capsules, but sometimes you might use 2, right? So it's going to last a little bit longer as well.
right, right.
But it's funny you mentioned that baseball story because Romy was he was a baseball scout for like 35 years, right? So that's probably where he picked it up. I'll have to ask him. He'll listen to the
Yeah,
podcast and get back to me. So,
Greg
but
Jeffries.
so let's just get back to why am I picking pickleball, right? There's
Yeah.
nothing in here, and there's a need for a pickleball specific pre workout. It's the fastest growing sport in America. There's nothing out there that's like it. I'm the first to market. Yes, there's other, things that other sports that we can branch off into, which we're already planning. So we already have FlowKaps.com as well as PickleElite.com. And the branding's already there. We just have to, there's other loopholes that you have to jump through to get into other sports. So
Gotcha.
Well, I
Right.
think the pickleball industry is the perfect place for this supplement that you've developed because it's working wonders. What's next for Pickle Elite? Is there another supplement that's in the works that you could give a little hint about?
yeah, there's going to be one. So there's two things in the back burner. One, we got to build brand awareness, and then also, you know, get people to understand what a pre-workout for pickleball is. And so the next two products is going to be a Flow Hydrate, which is going to have your trace minerals, things like that, no sugar, and then also help support other parts and functions of it. I'm not going to tell you all of it right now, but the other one is a really good joint capsule that you can take, right? There's a
Could
few
use
on the
that.
market. I've been testing them, trying them out. You know, I'm no spring chicken myself. I'm just turned 48, and so you know I'm starting to get those aches and pains. I've had
Yeah.
one knee surgery that can tell me that it's gonna be cold out tomorrow, right? So when I leave there, I mean, I'm playing 2 hours, 3 hours in the heat and the cold, and so yeah, I'm looking at doing something with because you don't need carbs or sugar as much, and most people are already bringing it to the court. So I'm looking at just doing something that keeps your electrolytes in. A lot of people that you see, well, the reason we created the dinking caps is because people are just drinking water. No, there's no electrolytes in there, and the trace minerals suck out through your hat or through your body, and that's how you get dehydrated. A lot of people don't realize that there's a thing called water intoxication through hyponatremia. I know that because I was doing 24-hour bike races and things like that. But you can actually do damage if all you drink is water, especially in the heat.
So last time you were on, you're talking about PB Army, and you're wearing a different cap than what you had on that time. Tell us what's new with PB Army, and how can people get a hold of the new caps?
Yeah, so we're right now we got a really good deal going on, $10 off all the caps. This is our newest cap. This is called the Sniper Edition. So this has a 400D. My business partner is gonna kill me if I get it wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it's called a 400D Duranar fabric. I've been wearing this same cap for 6 months, and you can just barely see salt here because if you our other caps, if you wear them and don't take care of them, you'll still get salt because you can't waterproof the stitching, so it'll suck up through the stitching. But you can see it only brings the stitching in through here. So yeah, we've got some new caps out. We got new colors from the last time I was on here with you guys. We have a white, a powder blue, and then the camel, and then we have the black, and then the neon. So
And where can they find that? Because that powder blue, it looks so good.
yeah, that's the one you got. So it's just PBArmie.com.
Perfect. And then for those who are interested in some flow caps with Pickle Elite, where can they go to find or buy those?
Yeah, so just pickleelite.com, and that's PICKLELITE. So it's a play on words, but pickleelite.com.
Perfect. And you were so generous to hook us up with a
Yes.
discount code. So if you use code third shot with no space, THIRDSHOT, they get 20% off plus free shipping.
Yeah, use
Yeah.
the code. Get some flow caps. You want that competitive edge to beat your friends on the court? This is the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been an incredible journey so far, and I'm going to be traveling to some of the tournaments throughout the 2024. I live in the Virginia area, so a lot of the local ones I'll be at, but I'm planning on traveling to some more. So if you see me out there, tell me you saw me on Third Shot. I'll give you a cash discount right there on the spot for
Heck
a
yeah.
bottle of FlowKap. So I've
Nice.
got them right here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing that for all of our listeners, and I'm sure they're going to come find you. So, as a little parting shout, let's do
Oh,
our closing time third shot.
Third
all right.
shot.
Cheers. Thanks for
Cheers.
having
Cheers.
me.
Cheers to the flow caps.
Yes. And PB Army.
Yes.
So, thanks a lot, Justin, for coming on. And thank you all of you for joining us on Third Shot. Bridgie and I will continue to share our pickleball journey, and a special thanks to Justin for sending us some of the FlowKaps, letting us try it out and feel the difference. And there is. Please go to pickleelite.com to check out the FlowKaps, as well as go to PB Army to get the new caps. Like Bridgie was saying, the powder blues. She was sporting the all black the other day when I was with her. The camo that Justin's wearing right now, for people that are watching on YouTube, they're all super sharp and they don't, have that salt stain. So take a look at the PB Army caps. So we will continue to share our enjoyment for the game and grow this pickleball community. See you next time on Third Shot Podcast.